Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan battle video. In this video we are going to take a look at a no item run. So obviously I've spoken about these before and I do not really like doing them. The main reason being just I don't find them to be, I don't want to say fulfilling content, but I just want to say I don't really find them to be you know, something that I strive towards or aim to do on my channel. But I thought since Hit's EZA has been so good, or at least I found it to be so very good, I thought I'd try him out while I was finishing out some of the SBR, and it just basically turned out being something that I thought I could try out, and we'd see how we go. So yeah, I just basically did it because I found it to be interesting about halfway through. And we managed to get it done. So for this no item run, looking in hindsight at the team build, obviously if we look at what we're going to be running, I would suggest running at least a double lead Hit, or have Hit in your team and have Hit as the friend lead. It's going to be super helpful for this event because the first fight you fight against Master Mutaido, he's a single challenger. Then the second fight, you fight against Grandpa Gohan, and you fight against Crane Hermit, and then in the final fight, you fight against, or is it in the final fight you fight against Grandpa Gohan and Master Roshi? We'll see now. But essentially having the double hit is what makes this so viable. Because of Hit's EZA making him so incredibly powerful, giving him the additional defense, which is what makes this possible. Along with the ability to stun on entry, which is super powerful, and of course his huge attack stats that he has, we essentially going to run double hits to dominate the event. So if you wanted to make, I put one hit floating and one hit on the main rotation. Depending on what units you have, you can possibly run a hit on either main rotation. It's just important that if you're running the strength Kale, like I am, that you have a Caulifla in the same turn that she is in, so that she can have her guard activated at all times. So that's why we don't have a second hit on that rotation. Obviously I'm fortunate enough to have the LR Kale and Caulifla unit, and yeah, they do a fantastic job. Sorry, yes, so it's Master Roshi and Crane style Hermit here. So yeah, we definitely, that's generally just the strategy. So Kale's a good defensive unit, she won't take that much damage. She can sometimes take a little bit of damage, obviously on supers and that, but she stacks up her damage relatively quick, her defense relatively quickly. And she also obviously has guard against all types, which helps quite a bit. Caulifla and Kale, they are also super powerful. They stack their defense really quickly as well. They fire off multiple super attacks. They gain evasion, which is obviously super helpful. You can see here, this is the one instance in which we took a very bad super attack. We did manage to survive, so we were fine in that aspect. But yeah, we did take some pretty bad damage this turn. It's probably our worst turn. We got the least amount of luck there. But we did get pretty good luck the whole way through. Obviously, you put the tech. The reason we put the tech Caulifla on the main rotation with the hit is for two reasons. So the first is that Caulifla doesn't need a Kale in her turn so that you can activate her passive. She will evade everything pretty much anyway. And then the second reason is that then allows the hit to basically just exist entirely in that second slot, which, as you guys know, is pretty much his favorite location. So we keep Hit in that second slot. He's going to devastate pretty much anyone who who he comes across, which is great. And yeah, he's going to be a huge source of damage. Obviously it's fantastic for us in this round, with taking on Master Roshi, who's an AGL type. So yeah, it's pretty damn good. It's pretty damn cool overall. But again, I just think, like, in terms of the build for this team, I think you definitely need to run double hits, and then you probably need the strength Kale, any-tech Caulifla, just as those like first slot units. A suitable replacement for the AGL Kaolin Caulifla is probably going to be having the AGL Caulifla, but it can be any unit, I want to say. You could possibly use the tech Kaolin Caulifla unit, they'd also be pretty good. Obviously they stack their defense quite quickly as well. They also have the active skill, which allows you to heal, which would be quite useful. So yeah, definitely could utilize them instead of the AGL one. You're just going to struggle in this final stage because Anine is a int type, which poses us a big problem. And this is why you need the double hit. So essentially you are just going to make sure that Anine, first and foremost, is always stunned. That's like your number one priority. And then you're going to whittle down the Grandpa Gohan with all the remaining damage that you have. So that's realistically the number one strategy here. It's going to be to stun the Anine regularly and consistently. And then it's going to be so that you can obviously get Grandpa Gohan down. So you're going to want to make sure that you hit him with everything else. Obviously we do have some pretty good AGL damage, so we're not too concerned about things like that, but obviously it would really help just to, you know, get consistent damage in on him and try and whittle him down. But the Anine we really need to keep locked up, because even hit will take a lot of damage if he, you know, takes a big attack from her. So that is something. Also ideally you need to kind of make sure that you leave 6 orbs for the Kefla. You need 6 orbs on the Kefla so that she can activate her evasion. That's also something that's quite important when you're running this event. If you are using the strength Kefla, definitely make sure that you rock the evasion. You're going to need it quite substantially. So I would say that's pretty much it. There's not too much else that you need to focus on. I think overall, like, the stage is relatively, it's a pretty straightforward stage because it's only got 1 enemy, 2 enemies, and 2 enemies. It's a stage that's quite partial to stunning. Like, as long as you get stuns off, you kind of control this event quite a lot, which is fine. Like, there's no problem with that. So yeah, pretty straightforward in terms of difficulty. We managed to, obviously you can see here we're electing to make sure that we stun Anine again, to obviously just keep her out the picture, and with her stunned we get the attacks effective against all types, which obviously helps out as well. You can see here in this situation she's stunned again, so now our aim is to take out Grandpa Gohan, which is obviously something that we should now do. We need to remove him off the field, and then next turn we should be fine because we'll have Kale and Caulifla who've attacked quite a bit, so they at least have their evasion active. Then we've got the strength Kale with her guard active, and then we'll have Kefla who will transform, and she should have decent damage. Obviously cutting it a little bit close because we'll need the damage from Kefla to finish her off, but everything will be perfectly fine. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, overall, rating the run, it was pretty easy once you get the rotations going. Obviously the biggest risks are people taking super attacks as always, but if you keep the right people stunned up at the right times, then even like that one turn where we did take a super attack, and I think Kefla took a type disadvantage attack as well, even in those kind of situations it's not a massive risk to you. You can still get quite a bit of success. So yeah, but that's pretty much going to be it from me. Obviously we'll use the Dokkan attack. That's going to heal us up, but we're not going to make it to next turn. So that's just going to be some extra damage. I think it just makes the attack type effective, or effective against all types. So yeah, overall this team handled it pretty easily. I think you could make slight adjustments. The tech Kale and Caulifla could definitely be used, but I definitely think bringing double hit is the way to go. You could also possibly bring Kaba. I think he also has a chance to stun, or at least he'll buff up the hit, and you could maybe run 2 hits on a rotation. But yeah, that's pretty much it from me, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, I will see you guys in the next one. If you are enjoying these videos, or if you enjoy no item runs, let me know in the comments down below, or leave a like on the video, and we'll see. Maybe we'll start to do more of them if that's what people want. I'll try and see if we can do a couple more, but with somewhat realistic teams. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Until then, bye.